And now, as we do each month, let's check in with my book club members. This month's pick is called The Bright Years. It's by Sarah Damoff. The book is told by three people through their intimate points of view. Ryan and Lillian Bright are married and parents to Georgette, but Lillian has a son she hasn't told Ryan about, and Ryan has an alcohol addiction he hasn't told Lillian about. The book explores the impact of each generation in a family torn apart by tragedy. This big-hearted family saga pulls at your heartstrings, but is also extremely poignant. And joining me today to rate the book and discuss some themes are book club members and my friends, Lauren Mullinix and Michelle Bodman. Hello, ladies.
Hello, hello.
So, I guess we always start as we do. What's our rating?
Let's do it.
Drum roll, please. We never talk about this before, too, so we can really just go full.
I'm so curious.
Send. 3, 2, 1. Ooh!
Okay.
We're all over the map.
We are.
But
Pretty high.
yeah.
I
was close to a 9, truly.
The only reason I went 7 is because this is probably the most predictable book you could read. Like, I knew exactly what was going to happen.
I did not think it was predictable at all. I didn't see it coming. What about you, Michelle? Why'd you rate it 9?
I picked it up and didn't put it down, and a little generational trauma like sucked me right in.
Yeah.
So, it had me reeled in, and I thought the writing style was easy, and I love a book that has different perspectives with different characters so that you can kind of watch their story grow, you know?
Yeah.
I did too, yeah.
I think the character development, having those 3 pieces was good. If it weren't as predictable for me, it would have been like a 10.
Definitely. I couldn't put it down either. So, talking about the characters too, do we have a favorite character? Mine was Kendi.
Oh.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Every book, they're like, I'm not surprised. This is the love interest. Again, I know, I feel like it's, you're right. Not predictable for
And
me.
very sweet.
Yes.
He was very sweet, endearing. I felt like he
Patient.
was always there.
Yes.
For
Reliable.
the main character, for Jet, and I just really appreciated his perspective and optimism.
I really liked Ryan's mom. I think that she was like a constant and like
Good
a great support throughout the book. So I loved her.
Yeah, that dynamic was hard to read, but so interesting.
Yeah.
She's the mom to Ryan, who has the alcohol addiction in the book. Michelle?
I loved Shauna, Lillian's best friend. She gave good anti-energy and was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Also good support.
Heavy themes, like we said, alcohol addiction, grief in this one. So how do you think the author did weaving in these themes throughout?
I felt that it was very, very well done. It wasn't like a constant that was something that was always talked about, but you could tell it was like always within the scene or, you know, what was being portrayed. I thought it was very interesting that she was able to like capture that without it being like super, super focused on it. So.
Yeah,
Michelle?
I feel like even during the hard times or like the character flaws, there was still something that you liked about each person.
Yeah.
And so it was very like raw in that aspect of, and relatable, I guess.
It was. I have, of course, I never do this, but I highlighted some passages in here because it really, like, I don't know, I was reading it, and at the end especially, I got really emotional with this one. But Jet is filming at a wedding, and she didn't know she wanted to get married, and then she was like, I do not, as it turns out, have a monopoly on pain. It's not some secret knowledge of mine. These people have heard the stats too, have felt the stats. They know it hurts whether promises are broken or kept, and they make them anyway. I'm the one left out of a secret, and for the first time, I want in.
I thought of you when I read that part because of just like the hopeless romantic that you are, and I think just past experiences and things.
This book wrecked me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I was like sitting on my couch bawling, and I was like, Michelle, why'd you pick this one?
I didn't know, but I thought of
it
all
was
of us
straight
during it.
therapy.
Yeah.
Lillian also says something in there. Abuse is much easier to identify when it's not in your own kitchen. Why do you think this is so often the case?
You get blinded by love in situations, whether it be a family member or a friend or a loved one. I think that it's easier to see a situation when you're outside of it. Blinded by love is really just all I can think of.
I think that's well said.
Moving on. Would you recommend this one to a friend?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
10 out of 10, yeah.
Yes, definitely. How do we feel about the ending too? Do we feel like it tied up loose ends? Do we like the ending?
Tied it up in a bow, just like we like it.
We like it. I don't
make
like
a great movie.
It
We love
would.
it. Yeah. I love things tied up in a bow. I think that's no secret now, and so that was great for me.
Yep, I would agree. Good
Yeah.
closure. Loved it.
I know. It was a sad-ish ending, but I guess sort of expected, to your point. But I didn't feel like it was so predictable throughout, so I still had a little bit of a surprise. I don't know.
I was
Just
pretty
me.
surprised by the loss of one of the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, not at all.
Really?
Yeah.
You saw that coming?
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
not.
I think I've read a lot of Colleen Hoover in this kind of
And this was the author's first book, so would we read another one from this author? How
Yes.
did we like? You mentioned Michelle, the writing style.
Yeah, I totally would. I hope she comes out with more.
I know.
Yeah.
I loved it. I would read it again. I hope it won't be as predictable, but even if it is, that's fine.
Well, you can go back and read everything that I've highlighted because there's not just one quote in there that I highlighted. I highlighted many.
That's so funny.
Thank you so much, you guys, for being here as always. I appreciate it.
Of
course.
And as always, to join the book club, just text club to 206-448-4545. And as always, if you have a book recommendation for us, please email us or hit us up on social media. And the next pick for July is from Lauren, so blame her if you don't like it. The Truth About the Harry Quebert Affair by Joel Dicker. It follows Harry, one of the country's most respected writers, and how he was implicated in a cold case murder. 15-year-old Nola went missing in 1975, and Harry admits to having an affair with her. So did he do it? Lots more to come once we finish one of this month.